Every business transaction is saved in the SAP system using a document, and each document has a unique identifier, which is just, we call it the document number. And well, in this lesson, actually, what we just want to create is one of these document number range intervals, because we need to assign that to our just the object in customizing that controls the creation of documents, which is called journal entry type, as now we call it. But if you have some experience previously in some earlier releases, it's just what we call the document type. So well, let's start this just opening the financial accounting section, financial accounting global settings. Here we have document, and we have document number ranges. So let's start this transaction, which is just define document number ranges. So let's run this. And the first thing that we need to enter is just we need to type the ID of the company code for which we want to create this document number range. So let's just enter the ID of the company code that we created in some of the previous lessons. And let's just click on this second push button just to create and change intervals. Actually, we could change if we want some of the existing intervals. All of these previous intervals that are now being shown, they come from the copy. If you remember, we created our company code using a template. We just created like a copy using that template, and that means that all of these document number ranges were also copied into the new company code. And well, again, as we were saying, we could modify one, but actually we want to create a new one. So let's just insert one line to just capture the details of our new number range. So let's start with the ID, which is just we'll just enter to 88. And well, we want this to be valid for the current fiscal year, so let's just enter the value. And now we need to set up the lower limit for the range, so it's going to be like 88 and all zeros. And then the upper limit, perfect. With this we have finished, but just to mention, here we have the number range status, what's the current. And we also have this setting, which is external. That is just if we want this number range to allow for just and require the external input from a human, or actually it could be like a remote system. But right now we don't want that. We just want the system to control this internally. So that's pretty much it. Let's save it. The system will just show this message about transport of number ranges. That is just for informational purposes. So let's continue. And now we can just quit this transaction. And with this, we are just finishing the lesson. But of course, we invite you to keep learning with the next one, in which we will use this object in our now journal entry type.